not perish, but have everlasting life. So he gave his only begotten son. Okay? Now, what you're trying to say is they made that word up into different things, but we've already just proved to you that it can be translated back into Hebrew. Okay, so it's not something that the Edomites just made up.
I'll tell you. So what is the meaning of the verse?
Verse. Read it again. Book of John.
Sum it up, maybe in your words in there.
3 verse 16. I ain't gonna put it in my words. I'm gonna put it in the scriptures.
Yeah,
for the Most High so loved the world, that He gave His only begotten Son. Okay. Now hold on. Now, if you look up that word "world," right? When you translate it back into Hebrew, it can mean a nation of people. It can mean a planet. It can mean a congregation of people. All right. So He gave His only, because this whole Bible is only talking about YAHAWASHI coming for certain people in this book. For who? For who is He coming? The children of Israel. Who are the children of Israel? Who are the children of Israel? Okay, I can tell you who the children of Israel are. There's 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? There's Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher. These are His 12 sons. And these are the people who they are today. These are those people of who they are still on this planet. All nations are still here. All nations right here, all of these nations are still on the planet today. These are 18 nations that are in the scriptures, right? So,
I have one question.
Hold on, let me finish. So, Judah is the so-called American blacks. Okay, the Negroes, the African Americans in America. Benjamin is the West Indians, the so-called Jamaicans. Levi are the Haitians. Ephraim are the Puerto Ricans. Manasseh are the Cubans. Simeon is the Dominicans. Zebulun is Guatemalan.
You can't say that for sure.
Yes, I can. Because there's proof. There are relics. You need to get on the internet and check it out. There are relics in all of these people's lands that they go back to heritage of Hebrew. These people right now, the Judas, were the biggest people.
I have a question for you.
So hold on. I'm gonna answer your question. So these people are clarified through the scriptures by the curses. Okay, there are curses that the Lord put on these certain people because they didn't follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Read the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64.
What you just reading?
Deuteronomy.
What is there?
The curses.
What mean curses?
Curses is German.
Try to explain it.
Curses is not a good thing. It's like these bad things are going to happen to you, to your mother, to your father, to you. It's a curse on you. Okay.
Verse 68, it says, and the Lord shall bring to Egypt again ships. Right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Okay, so there are certain people on this planet today that were taken into slavery by ships. Who are those?
White men.
White men were taken into slavery? No, the white men took people into slavery.
Yes.
But who did they take into slavery?
The Jews.
The real Jews, not the Jewish. The Jews, which is the tribe of Judah. Okay?
It says, thou shalt see it no more again.
So those people that were taken into slavery in America from the west coast of Africa during 70 AD. Okay?
What's the point about this?
I'm trying to prove to you who those people are. You're saying, how do you prove it? Because there are curses that prove to you who these people are.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
In the Bible it says
Thou shalt see no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
There you shall be sold unto your enemies.
For bondmen,
for slave men,
and bondwomen,
and slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
That word buy, when you translate it back into Hebrew, it means redeem. Okay, nobody's going to redeem you out of the slavery that you were put into. Right? So these people, especially the tribe of Judah, was taken into slavery during the 1600s. Christopher Columbus came into America, and all those people came, they went back into the west coast of Africa and took people from there and put them into slavery. Okay, the Bible tells you who those people are. All right? Because they were sold unto their enemies. That's the truth. It's a clear cut. Get the 15, one that says that all of these curses shall come.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So it shall come to pass if you don't listen to the voice thy God,
To observe, to do all his commandments.
to observe to do all of his judgments and his commandments that were written in the book. Okay, so look, the word Egypt is synonymous for slavery. Exodus 20. The word Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Who was in slavery in Egypt? The Pharaoh has the people in slavery that built up all these kingdoms. Who was those people?
Black people.
Exactly, the Hebrews. Okay, the Hebrews were in slavery then. Okay? Read.
Book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 2. I am Yahawah the power.
I can read this.
I can even open a new Bible.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I am Yahawah the power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
I am Yahawah, thy power. So he always talks about he's a certain group of people's power. Alright? When he's talking about Israel, he always says my people, or they belong to me, or I am unto them. Alright? So he said, start it over.
I am Yahawah the power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
I brought you out of the land of Egypt. Who brought those people out of the land of Egypt? Moses through the Red Sea, right? Okay.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. Okay, Egypt, they were slaves then. They were in slavery. Okay? So Deuteronomy says, I will take you back into Egypt again by way of ships.
I have a question about this verse.
Hold on, what was that? John 16 and 12? Okay. Is that First John or St. John?
It's book of John chapter 16 verse 12. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak. And he will show the things to come. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall show it unto you.
What God is talking here about Jesus is talking about someone who's coming. Who is it?
Verse 12. I have.
Who was he talking to?
Huh?
Book of John chapter 16 verse 12. I have yet many things to say. But ye cannot bear them all now.
Can I handle them all
So
right
the
now?
people at that time could not handle the message.
Who was he talking to?
To his people.
To all people or to the 12 disciples? He's talking to the 12 disciples. Go ahead. So he's talking to the 12 disciples.
But you just didn't say that there's 12 disciples.
No, those are the 12 tribes of Israel. The son of Isaac.
From where did you just say that he's talking to 12 disciples?
You gotta read. You gotta read.
No, in
the
this.
context.
Just don't make any mistakes. If you do want to give me the answer that you tried to give me, and I can make for sure that it's not interpretation because I can read that in the Bible. Yeah, I'm just waiting for his answer. Then I just asked him, who is that guy who's talking about?
Not a guy. I would say that the Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
Not the Holy Spirit. His Spirit. Because he already knew that. He already knew that he was going to be. He already knew that he was going to be delivered up.
Where did it say that?
Because it's written in the paradise.
Okay, and he said,
But it's written in the
I will tell you, when he said in the end, he should glorify me. Who is the person who came after Jesus?
He can glorify them.
He shall glorify Jesus.
Does it say Jesus?
Yeah.
Glorify me.
Yeah.
Me.
But Jesus is talking.
Okay,
He shall glorify Jesus.
Spirit. The Spirit is going to glorify you. The Spirit.
Who is this?
His Spirit. That he's going to put back into the earth. Because he said, have I not put my Spirit upon you? I will put my Spirit upon them. Okay?
So you're just telling me now the Spirit is someone else, is Jesus. Spirit is not Jesus.
The Spirit is the Word. And as we're thinking it right
You
now,
just told me before that Jesus is the Word.
He is the Word.
Yeah. Yes.
And he is
Genau.
the Word.
Das heißt der Gott, Jesus und der Heilige Geist. Das ist meine Frage. Jetzt sagt ihr, ihr sagt Kinder,
But we're not talking about three. You're only talking about
könnt
two.
es gerade nicht ertragen. Also nach dem Motto, okay, ihr seid noch nicht so weit, um diese Botschaft hier voll zu bekommen. Sagst du, ich muss erst gehen, damit, damit diese Botschaft kommt. Wenn diese Botschaft kommt, diese Person diese Botschaft bringt, dann wird nicht von sich reden, sondern alles, was sie redet, von Gott kommt. Und diese Person wird ihn... Ich sag, okay, also sagst du gerade, diese Person der Heilige Geist.
I'm saying Greek, but I'm not. The Spirit. Does he think we're Christians? I think so. Do you think we're Christians? You think that we're Christians? No, you do.
What are you?
I'm a Jew. I'm an Israelite. From the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. There is no religion. I don't have a religion. I believe in YAHAWASHI. That's his real name. Jesus, the letter J, just came 600 years ago. So what were they calling him? What did they call him 2,000 years ago? If the letter J was just invented 600 years ago, what was the alphabet? The language that they spoke back then was Paleo-Hebrew. There's no A, there's no E's, there's no J's in Paleo-Hebrew. So what was his name then?